Now, my friends, I know that the drive-bys monitor this program. I know the Clinton White House monitored this program. And I know, even though they denied it, the Obama White House monitored this program. Everybody monitors this program. Very rarely do they admit so when they react to what happens on this program. They will never admit that they monitor because they want it conveyed that I am old news, has been, yesterday's big deal, but nothing now. But they monitor every day. And I have a story here. The last 2 days, I have really hit hard on the idea that the entire premise of Russia literally affecting the outcome of a presidential election is not possible. I've even quoted Obama, who said the same thing. There are too many precincts. You wouldn't know beforehand, even with the best of polling data, even if you had Nate Silver working, you wouldn't know which precincts to rig, which voting machines to tamper with, if you even could, because it's too spread out. The Electoral College is in advance. It's impossible to know where you would have to, and you can't tamper the whole thing. So veritably impossible. The whole premise of what we have been living under for the past year and a half, that the Russians stole the election, that Trump worked with them, is a bogus premise. Lo and behold, I am holding here in my formerly nicotine-stained fingers from NBC News, Russians penetrated U.S. voter systems, says top U.S. official. Isn't this convenient? The U.S. official in charge of protecting American elections from hacking says the Russians successfully penetrated the voter registration rolls of several U.S. states prior to the 2016 election. In an exclusive interview with NBC News, Jeanette Manfra, the head of cybersecurity at the Department of Homeland Security, said she could not talk about classified information publicly, yet she does. In 2016, we saw a targeting of 21 states, and an exceptionally small number of them were actually successfully penetrated. Now, this story's been out there before. We've seen various television, newspaper stories after Russians hacked. What really happened, the timing of this story, it's designed to nuke the idea, the premise that the entire Trump investigation is bogus because the Russians couldn't do it if they wanted to. Oh, and now all of a sudden, here's the story. And not only could they want to, they did it. They got in there and they hacked the voter registration rolls. The truth of that is the Obama administration was doing that, was offering this as a service. The Obama administration, part of this whole scam, I think, they got on the phone, various states, and they said, we're worried the Russians might hack. We'd like to take a look at your system, make sure it's okay. And it was 21 states, I think, that were involved here. So these people in the swamp are not backing down. This memo comes out and they ratchet things back up. Every step forward, the opponents, the defenders of Trump make, these people rebound with that same step and maybe another one. So now there's a story put out there by NBC News, which means it's everywhere because Yahoo will pick it up. The Russians tampered with voter registration rolls in 21 states. You go to these little low-information voters, that's all they're going to need to confirm what they think they've heard for the past year. Let me sneak a phone call in before we have to break. It's Sam in San Diego. Greetings, and I'm glad you waited, sir. How are you doing?
Rush, thank you. Hey, it's an honor to be on your show.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So, I was thinking about it, and, back in late summer, September, as I was feeling, the Trump surge and watching all the TV stations, CNN and all the rest, I was really surprised every time that they would interview Hillary Clinton about the email server and the Wiener laptop and all the other scandals and the FBI activity. She was always so confident. She was always so confident on TV that she wasn't going to be prosecuted, and she'd be really dismissive and make the funny laugh face. and just say, no, that's not going to happen. And so, it makes me really wonder, what did she know at that point to be so cavalier about the fact?
She knew she knew that they were not going to expose anything she did because that would expose Obama. They all knew nothing was ever going to come of this. And you're right. I'll never forget. He's exactly right. There was one instance on TV where some reporter asked her if she expected to be indicted, and we got the Arkansas Broadbeam cackle. That stupid laugh that she has. Like, it was the most ridiculous thing anybody can even punish. Oh, don't be serious. And his memory is exactly right, and there was no way she was going to be. And she knew. And knowing all of that, I mean, the confidence that inspires and everything. By the way, there's one other little new bit of information to add this. Former President George W. Bush said today that there's pretty clear evidence that the Russians meddled in the 2016 presidential election. This is a story from the AP, and they follow that by writing forcefully rebutting fellow Republican Donald Trump's denials of Moscow trying to affect the vote. Without mentioning Trump by name, Bush appeared to be pushing back on Trump's attempts to have warmer relations with Russia, as well as his comments on immigration. The swamp, folks, is gearing back up. I mean, this is an indication to me that progress is being made, and they're getting a little paranoid about it, but they're launching all barrels. George W. Bush was making a speech in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. He said, yeah, there's pretty clear evidence the Russians meddled in our election. Whether they affected the outcome, that is another question. Well, that doesn't matter to anybody anymore, just the fact that they meddled. And I'm not accepting it.